Young Sheldon Season 6 makes Mary in TVBD even more unbelievable. Hello everyone, my name is Alana. Welcome to my channel. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And give this video a like of caution. Young Sheldon Season 6 Episode 11 spoilers are ahead. The gap between Mary in Young Sheldon and her previous incarnation on The Big Bang Theory is widening as a result of Mary's growth in Season 6. The distinctions between Young Sheldon's characters and their equivalents on The Big Bang Theory have long been apparent, with Young Sheldon portraying all of them in a more positive light. But Mary, Zoe Perry, is changing so dramatically in Young Sheldon Season 6 that her behavior in The Big Bang Theory is starting to seem less plausible. Mary has developed as a character and overcome being shunned by her church since the conclusion of Young Sheldon Season 5, when she was fired and effectively shunned because Georgie and Mandy had an unwed child. Nevertheless, in addition to making TBD to Mary more muddled by Mary's church story, Young Sheldon's Mary also began acting less selfishly and more compassionately toward her loved ones. Although it was previously evident in Young Sheldon Season 6, Episode 8, when Mary listened to Sheldon's requests, it was made clear in Young Sheldon Season 6, Episode 11, Ruthless, Toothless, and A Week of Bed Rest, when Mary covertly assisted Mandy in repairing her connection with her mother. Related, on TBD, Young Sheldon explains why Mary truly spoiled him. Mima's assistance was almost immediately appreciated by Mandy, Emily Osment, but in Young Sheldon Season 6, her relationship with Mary had always been, at best, uncomfortable. Mandy never liked Mary's early attempts to force her to wed Georgie, and although their relationship appears to be going well right now, Georgie and Mandy's Young Sheldon split is inevitable. Thus, Mary's invasive tendencies had a detrimental effect on their relationship and practically every encounter between Mary and Mandy. However, Mary had the opportunity to demonstrate her newly discovered welcoming attitude to Mandy in Young Sheldon Season 6, Episode 11, when she assisted Mima with her back problems and Mandy with bed rest. Despite their divergent opinions on Mandy's pregnancy and her relationship with Georgie, Mary not only wanted to support her, but she also retreated when Mandy reminded her that her relationship with her mother was her private matter. However, Mary was persuaded to covertly intervene and face Mandy's mother in Young Sheldon Season 6, Episode 11, after hearing Mandy's unsuccessful attempts to seek her mother's support. By doing this to improve Mandy's relationship with her mother without receiving any credit, Mary demonstrated that she could see past her disapproval of Mandy's decisions and yet support her, so indicating Mary's growth in Young Sheldon and shattering TBT's Mary, Laurie Metcalf. While Mary's development in Young Sheldon Season 6 elevates her and makes her a more sympathetic figure, it also makes her metamorphosis in Mary on The Big Bang Theory more implausible and perplexing. As different from Mary in Young Sheldon Season 6 as possible, Mary is shown throughout The Big Bang Theory as judgmental, severe, and less forgiving. Mary in Young Sheldon will undoubtedly suffer greatly as a result of George's affair being revealed and his death, but the fact that she undergoes such a drastic change to become Mary from The Big Bang Theory suggests that those events affected Mary more than previously thought, particularly if they justified such an unexplainable metamorphosis. Young Sheldon Season 6 makes Mary in TBD even more unbelievable. The Big Bang Theory fans have always known that Mary Cooper, Sheldon's devout and loving mother, is one of the most memorable characters in the series. But after the latest revelations from Young Sheldon Season 6, Mary's character is now more unbelievable than ever before, and not in the way you might think. What fans once viewed as a solid, understanding mom has been completely redefined, turning her into an even more baffling and almost unrecognizable character when viewed through the lens of the prequel series. The new details shed light on her past in Young Sheldon, making The Big Bang Theory's version of Mary seem almost like a completely different person. For years, The Big Bang Theory painted Mary as a deeply religious woman, often acting as a grounding force for Sheldon's eccentricities. She's a source of comic relief at times, and a loving, albeit overbearing, mother who loves her son unconditionally. But with the latest twists and turns in Young Sheldon Season 6, we now know there's far more to Mary than fans ever could have guessed. And some of these shocking reveals may just make you question everything you thought you knew about her character in The Big Bang Theory. Mary Cooper in The Big Bang Theory. The role in The Big Bang Theory was always fairly straightforward. She was an immensely protective mother who tried, often unsuccessfully, to understand Sheldon's genius while maintaining a close-knit family unit. She came off as someone who adored her son, but also struggled to handle his unique needs and socially awkward behaviors. Her religious beliefs were a prominent part of her character, as she often relied on her faith to deal with the challenges Sheldon presented. Her devotion to her son, her faith, and her small-town values defined much of who she was on The Big Bang Theory, and she had a strong relationship with the rest of the characters, from Leonard and Penny to Howard and Raj. In many ways, Mary was the heart of Sheldon's life. She was a constant figure in his development, especially since his father was absent, leaving a huge emotional void in his upbringing. Sheldon's relationship with Mary was complex but full of love and devotion, which made it all the more compelling when Sheldon occasionally broke her heart with his cold logic or lack of understanding of social cues. But Young Sheldon Season 6 just threw a massive wrench into this picture, and now Mary's character is even harder to believe in the context of The Big Bang Theory. Young Sheldon Season 6, The Unraveling of Mary's Character. In Young Sheldon Season 6, viewers have been given unprecedented access to Mary's past, one that was largely hidden in The Big Bang Theory. While The Big Bang Theory presented Mary as a devoted, almost saintly mother who was always there for Sheldon, Young Sheldon has pulled back the curtain on some of her more controversial decisions, making her motivations and actions even harder to understand. These new details raise questions about her character's consistency and challenge the idea of Mary as the unshakable anchor in Sheldon's life. Throughout Season 6, Young Sheldon reveals aspects of Mary's personality and history that don't quite add up with the image fans had of her in The Big Bang Theory. One major twist involves her complicated relationship with her own family, especially with Sheldon's father, George Sr., while The Big Bang Theory depicted George Sr. as a mostly absent figure in Sheldon's life. Young Sheldon paints him as a more complex and troubled character, and Mary's own role in their turbulent relationship has been called into question. In particular, Young Sheldon shows Mary making questionable decisions regarding her marriage, leaving fans stunned by her behavior. But the real kicker, Mary's decision to stay with George Sr. despite their obvious issues and the toll it took on her and her children, something never truly explored in The Big Bang Theory, is a revelation that makes her seem like a different person entirely. How could the Mary we know and love in The Big Bang Theory have been so passive and seemingly blind to the dysfunction of her family? The question now lingers, is this the same Mary Cooper, or has Young Sheldon taken her character in an entirely new direction that renders her actions in The Big Bang Theory almost unbelievable? Mary's parenting style. A new light on her relationship with Sheldon. If Mary's relationship with George Sr. wasn't enough of a game changer, Young Sheldon also digs deeper into her relationship with Sheldon, revealing troubling parenting decisions that were previously hidden. One of the most startling revelations is how Mary often coddled Sheldon, protecting him from any and all discomfort, and at times even enabling his behavior in a way that made his social development much harder than it had to be. While The Big Bang Theory showed Mary as loving, she was also a bit of a hard-ass when it came to Sheldon's behavior. She tried her best to enforce social norms and punishments, but Young Sheldon takes a much more nuanced approach. Season 6 shows Mary's more permissive parenting style, especially when it comes to Sheldon's intellectual pursuits. She allowed Sheldon to act like an adult at a very young age, often shielding him from the consequences of his actions. The result? Sheldon's emotional and social growth seemed stunted in a way that wasn't fully explored in The Big Bang Theory until later in the series. In fact, Sheldon's inability to empathize with others and form healthy relationships might have been a direct result of Mary's overprotective and sometimes misguided parenting methods. This new portrayal of Mary as a parent doesn't quite align with what we saw in The Big Bang Theory, where she appeared more balanced in her approach, even when dealing with Sheldon's quirks. Seeing her act more like a helicopter mom, prioritizing Sheldon's needs above everything else, paints her in a new, slightly more unbelievable light. Could this really have been the same woman who later appeared as the seemingly perfect, albeit somewhat comical, mom in The Big Bang Theory? The faith factor, Mary's shifting aspect of Mary's character that young Sheldon Season 6 puts under the microscope is her faith. In The Big Bang Theory, Mary's religious beliefs were often a source of humor, especially in contrast to Sheldon's atheism. But young Sheldon introduces some surprisingly radical shifts in Mary's approach to her faith, making her character appear even more inconsistent. While Mary has always been portrayed as a devout Christian in The Big Bang Theory, young Sheldon shows her struggling with her beliefs in ways we've never seen before. At times, she questions her faith, debates her moral compass, and even makes choices that contradict the values she's supposedly devoted to. Fans are left wondering how this Mary, who is depicted as wavering in her beliefs, could have ever been the unwavering, faith-driven figure in The Big Bang Theory. This inconsistency leaves us with one big question. How did Mary's faith shift so drastically between her younger years and her later life? The more young Sheldon delves into her character, the more difficult it becomes to believe that the Mary from The Big Bang Theory would have made some of the decisions we see her make in the prequel series. Why young Sheldon's Mary makes The Big Bang Theory's Mary seem unrealistic. All these new developments have led to an important question that fans are grappling with. Does young Sheldon completely rewrite the Mary we came to know in The Big Bang Theory? With every new reveal, Mary becomes harder to recognize as the same person. While The Big Bang Theory painted her as a loving, though sometimes frustrating, character, young Sheldon introduces a Mary who is far more complex, erratic, and, at times, downright unbelievable. Her parenting choices, relationship struggles, and shifting faith make her a much more unpredictable character than we ever saw in The Big Bang Theory. The Mary we thought we understood has been fundamentally altered, and now, The Big Bang Theory's version of her feels less realistic in comparison. It's as if the prequel has undermined everything that made her character believable, leaving fans to wonder whether we can ever see Mary Cooper the same way again. Conclusion: is young Sheldon making Mary too unbelievable? After watching Young Sheldon Season 6, fans can't help but feel like Mary Cooper is now an even more unbelievable character than ever before. With all the new revelations about her past, her relationships, and her emotional growth, Mary has gone from being a steadfast, though flawed, mother in The Big Bang Theory to someone whose character feels far less grounded. The question remains, can we still believe in Mary Cooper as we once did, or has young Sheldon ruined her legacy? One thing's for sure, young Sheldon has certainly made the once solid portrayal of Mary in The Big Bang Theory look even more implausible. With every new twist and turn, it's harder to reconcile the two versions of Mary, leaving fans wondering what's next for this once beloved character. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and stay with us.